Welcome to another Social Story Saturday. I'm Lindsay Dragon, and I am the Administrative Assistant at the Autism Center at Misericordia University. This is the second to last one. I think we have one more Saturday after this where we're going to be doing live videos, and then we will just be posting uh, ideas and templates and things like that for families to use. So let us know if this is working for you or if you've been able to use it. I will be able to post this today's topic underneath in the comments for this event today. So um, I tackle issues as a parent to a child with autism. My son is 6, and we have issues that come up every week. And from those issues, we think of a different social story because they really work for him. So I talk about it with his therapist, his BCBA, his behavior technician, and then I come up with either a personal, customized social story, or I have shown previously how to do a generic one. So one thing that these social stories have is that there were multiple pages where you would flip through. So one topic on one page. Today I'm going to show you how to do a one-pager concept, just how that worked out. So one of the issues that we have been thinking about is what if there was a fire at home? So they do fire drills at school, but we don't really do fire drills at home. So what I wanted to do was create a social story, but not a full book like I kind of have been doing in the past. This is a one pager. So it's pretty nice, as in, it definitely shows you all the, key points. And I did it generically because this is not a topic that I want to happen. And I could have taken exact photos, but I thought the generic version was best for this topic. So instead of doing each individual page, we just listed them. So um, sometimes we have a fire drill at school, but now we're doing one at home. So we practice what we should do if there was a fire. Okay, working on this camera still. So in order for him to get the full experience, what I did was I could have gone into our security system and just programmed it to not report anything. But what I did was I made a phone call because I wasn't that tech savvy. So I did call our security company and I told them what we were doing. And I said, we need to turn off any notifications. I don't need the fire department showing up. As interesting and cool as that would have been, I don't need, that's not what this was about. So I also went to each of our neighbors and I let them know what we were doing so that they didn't call any emergency services. So I went to my husband and I asked, do we have a safety plan that we're actually going to implement? Because now we're going to do this. Where do you want to go? Where do you want our family to meet in the event that there is a fire? And we all assumed that the safest place would have been across the street in our neighbor's driveway. So when we go on family walks, we're constantly trying to get our sons, both of them, to acknowledge whose house is whose. That's Tammy and Dean, and that's Bud and Pam, and over here is Ken and Cindy. So he knows how to generalize where people are, because we're also surrounded by woods up here. So we really have to be careful. We don't want anybody to get lost or run into areas that they are possibly going to come up with, horrible results. So we asked our neighbors if we could use their driveway as an emergency safety plan, and they were so kind and said yes. So we walked Jackson out to his area a couple of times. We did a couple practices without the fire drill sound. So we know the one at school can be very loud, and ours, we weren't sure. We've never had it go off before, luckily. So we went ahead and set the alarm off, and it was loud. It was louder the closest that you got to the console, which was by the front door. So what happened is he was holding his ears and he wouldn't open the door. He kept trying to get it with his elbow. So then I'm like, okay, well, if there's a fire, is he going to open the door? and go out, or is he going to stand there like this? So I did add in there, we listen to our parents, but if the door is closed, I will open the door to go outside. And I did find a little picture of a little kid opening a door. So clip art door, So then we go across the street and we wait for the fire drill to be over. Okay. And then we did practice this a couple of days. A couple of times before we did the alarm, like I said previously. And then when we did the alarm, we didn't really understand what effect it may or may not have on him. We were just, this is a great idea. Let's do it. It's part of our plan as far as our safety plan goes for him and for our family in general. So what happened is the following day, after he came back from his camp, he did not want to come inside the door. And at the time, we didn't correlate the two. Well, why don't you want to go inside? It's, it's time for lunch. Let's go. We'll get you your favorite everythings. And really, he just started to do this. And that's when it clicked. I said, are you afraid of the fire alarm? And he's like, yeah, fire alarm's loud. And I said, okay, we're not doing a fire alarm. I just reassured him that it's not going off. And once he was able to, tell us what he was doing, he wasn't able to do it on his own. But once we were able to put two and two together and he confirmed it, I was able to give him the reassurance that was not happening right then. So we will be implementing this multiple times throughout the summer. I'm thinking we'll follow the same school schedule. We'll just do it once a month. I think that's the law in Pennsylvania, at least. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that they do them once a month. So I think we will be doing this once a month as well. So feel free to talk to your family in regards to getting a safety plan. And this can go all sorts of, I wasn't sure if I should do stop, drop, and roll. I think that's not a concept that he's going to get right now. That doesn't mean it won't be in the future. And I didn't want to use realistic pictures of fire. Again, a little much. The point is for him to leave the house. So it wasn't about getting the exact pictures in there. And, you can take these things too far and then you can break them down even further and further and further. So this just is an example of how to do a one pager and using quick pieces. I mean, this probably took me 10 minutes, 15 with distractions total. I had a whole bunch of steps in there and I took out some that just weren't necessary or seemed like they were repeating each other. So I also debated on whether putting the numbers 1, 2, and etc. On there, like first we do this, second we do this. But then I thought that wasn't the point either. It wasn't about sequencing for him. That's the correct term. Again, just a parent here showing you what I got. So the biggest thing for me was having him being able to open the door himself. So figure out what exactly your ultimate goal is going to be and then work on it. But the first thing you're going to have to do is figure out if you have a safety plan, if you want one, and what it is, and then how are you going to implement it. So I know there's companies out there that will do those things for you. I didn't use that for my own house. We got our security system, and also I don't know how often we've set it, but it's more so that we can keep tabs on where our kids are during the night. If they open their bedroom doors, it'll say Jackson's door open. If he tries to open his window, it'll say Jackson's bedroom window open. And then within seconds we're there, and it has happened where he has opened his windows. That's on the second floor. Our house is already on a hill, so it's like a 3-story drop. So it would be very difficult to have that security without those sensors on their doors. We will have an event in July or August. I'm thinking July though, with Vector Security, and they're fantastic home programs for elderly kids and adults with special needs. If you wanted to know how many times, maybe your kid isn't sleeping all that well and you want to see without staring at a video how many times they get in and out of their bed. I know that there's something along those lines. And then, that all ties into this home safety and all these, things that you can do for your family to prepare for the worst. Hopefully you never have to use it, but at least it gives us something else to do during this time where we're so tuned into teaching from home thanks to COVID-19. Happy Go Green Saturday, right? So, all right, if you guys have any questions, definitely send them our way. You can post them in the comments, or you can send us an email at autism@misericordia.edu. And again, my name is Lindsay. And if you guys have any questions or anything for social stories, or if you're having trouble, or if you've been using them and they're working great for you, let us know what topics, and we'll take a break from the videos after June is over. We have one more after this one, and we'll see what next week's topic brings. All right, have a wonderful Saturday, a fantastic Father's Day, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.